Hello, Snark Marks, everybody. We are a very funny podcast out of Central Valley of California. I'm Andrew. That's Dusty.
Hey.
Follow us on all the stuff. YouTube, the biggest thing. Subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on your favorite podcast app. Dusty's at SnarkMarkD on Twitter and Instagram. Are you SnarkMarkD on Instagram?
I believe I am on Instagram, although my
Yeah, but
Instagram is woefully lacking.
it's postless,
Yeah.
but it'd be funny if he ended up with more followers than me. So do it. I'm at Andrew Idell on Instagram. We are also at SnarkMarksPod on Instagram and Twitter.
Nailed
we
it.
got fun
Good work.
stuff today. I think I'm excited for what we've got on the docket today. But Dusty, you said you had something to start with.
Yeah, I've got something to start with, and let me get out in front of it. I will be a hypocrite at the end of this story.
What else is new? You know what I mean?
Yeah, just so we know. But we might have reached the end of TV show ideas, Andrew. We might.
Are you talking about? Are they making a bunch of repackaging a bunch of superhero TV shows? Is that what's happening? Oh wait, that's in cinema, and you enjoy that, you bitch.
They're not repackaging. There are new stories to be told. The Fantastic Four is an allegory for family. You dumb son of a bitch.
Oh man, this other guy wants to destroy the world.
Look, man,
this guy looks different, has different powers.
Don't you understand? He's the Thing. He used to be beautiful, and now he's a rock man, and he has to deal with that.
Get small,
yeah, and then he can get big. You forgot about Big. He can do both. He can do both of those things.
Big's an equally important part of the Ant-Man lexicon.
Yeah. No, so I was thinking about it the other day. There is a new show that's being advertised called Deal or No Deal Island.
Yeah. I forgot you wanted to talk about this.
So 20 years ago, 25 years ago maybe, there used to be a television show on TV that was wildly popular that was just one person guessing cases for an hour with Howie Mandel. That's the whole show.
Yeah, it's a good show. It was fun.
There's no strategy.
Watching people make the most consequential decision of their life. Apparently there is a little bit of strategy. I don't know the strategy.
See, this is falsehood. It's all random. I mean, I guess at some point
it's all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, man, you gotta see through the bullshit, man. Well, I guess at a certain point it is taking in like mathematical odds, right? But as far as what you control in the game, all the cases look the same. You don't know the values. And people are like, number 14 is pretty lucky for me. I'm going to open 14.
Oh, yeah, that's really stupid. Yeah.
And then whenever it's a high number, they're like, nah, 14 betrayed me. I shouldn't have done it. Every time.
When people don't want to go to a certain slot machine because the slot machine doesn't work very well for them, it's like, dog, it's math, bro. They have... It has to give out this much money or they get thrown in federal prison. So they give out this much money plus 1 cent every day.
Yeah. And so but now we as a society have come too far. So now Deal or No Deal does nothing for us. Doesn't move the needle at all. So they had to integrate like a Survivor type element to Deal or No Deal.
Listen, I understand what you're saying, Dusty. I'm not wholly against this. Like I am pro island. Like I'm a big Survivor guy recently.
Right.
I watched like 9 seasons in 3 months. You know what I mean?
Survivor head.
Yeah, big Survivor head. And I know Parvati from Survivor is on that show.
She is on the season of this show, The Black Widow.
Oh man, she's a conniving B word, Dusty. Yeah. You steer clear of Parvati. She'll take your soul, dog.
Yep. But so here's the thing. I love the challenge, like the whatever real world road rules challenge has evolved into. I love that shit. Yeah. I'll watch 10,000
real world road rules. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But now it's just the challenge because they bring in like
because nobody can say it.
Well, and they bring in people from like Big Brother and all kinds of shit. I'll watch 50 hours of that straight. So this is the part where I'm a hypocrite because I think it's it's clearly very stupid because at the end they're still just playing Deal or No Deal, and it's the same components as always, which is there is no strategy. It's all luck as to whether or not you picked the right case or not.
But is there like, did they throw in like voting on the island and shit like that?
You have to do challenges to like you can get immunity and then yeah, so it's got like and
Oh,
then
they got to get Parvati out of there immediately.
dude, she wanted
If she's not gone yet, they got to realize that girl's gonna take everybody's
yeah,
souls.
but like you can win immunity and then you can stack the high value cases so that when you play Deal or No Deal you have like better odds in theory. But
Um,
like at the
this is
end,
wild. It just throws everything into a blender.
yeah, but in the end you're still just playing Deal or No Deal and it's just one person standing on a stage going, I'll take 11.
Yeah.
$1. All right, I'll take
Ah,
15.
fuck.
Yeah. I'll take 15. $3 million.
The
No.
silhouette of the banker, he's got like a tropical hat on.
There is, yeah, he does actually. There's
Hell yeah, dude.
uh but I
I should write for television.
in the last 5 days I've watched nearly 2 seasons of Deal or No Deal Survivor. So again, I'm a hypocrite. But we're out of ideas. They're just putting them all into one thing now. Eventually it'll be the challenge Deal or No Deal Survivor, and that will
Wheel of
ultimately be
Fortune.
yeah, that'll be
Wheel or no wheel.
yeah, that you have to win this challenge to get the wheel on the island.
Every once in a while, you show up and there's no wheel.
Yeah, or you have to play Plinko. They put in Price is Right rules, like, but again,
I'm
like
on board.
as many seasons of this as they make, while I'm annoyed that it exists, I'll watch it because it's easy. It's easy television going down, you know.
Yeah, I'm not against it at all.
Yeah.
They just did the thing, the Traders. I think Parvati was on that shit too.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I haven't watched that yet, but I might look into it.
I haven't seen that one.
That's
I missed the window to apply for Survivor. I'm so mad.
mm,
Yeah, my procrastination got me again. You know how many
you
times I could have been famous, Dusty?
you should go on Deal or No Deal Island, dude. It seems way easier.
No, dude, I want to go on Survivor, bro. I want to
Things
eat
are
bugs.
things are nice on Deal or No Deal Island. They live in
Can
like a
you
nice cabana.
can you imagine the medical emergency I'm gonna have on Survivor? You know, the
Yeah.
first guy to like he swallowed a crab in his sleep or something.
Oh man, my blood sugar's crashing. What they don't have a Twinkie on Survivor Island, do they?
No, Uh, yeah. How many coconuts can I eat? Are you guys getting mad at me? My blood sugar tanked.
You must, I'm sorry I can't go out on the excursion today. My stomach hurts real bad.
Like
I
real
had,
bad. I can't stand up straight.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
you guys, good luck.
I had 2 glasses of whiskey and now I'm incapacitated for 3 days.
And I'm
Yeah.
not gonna remember any of this.
Yeah.
So,
I
if you
I
guys
thought
do any gaming,
I thought a monkey would trade me a coconut, but it instead attacked me viciously, and now I
who
have to go
could have
home.
seen that coming?
I thought we would have
Um,
monkey butlers by now.
so real quick, this is a 2-minute conversation because I think you're just gonna go, huh?
Mm.
Is there a song in the world that is more of a movie, just a movie song? Like it's not, nobody listens to this song, but we've heard it a million times because it's in movies. There She Goes.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. That's a really good one.
Yeah,
I
I for some reason that song popped into my head one day, and I was like, you know what? Like, I don't know if anybody's ever listened to that song outside of a movie.
yeah, well, Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer had a big movie moment for
It
a
had a big
while.
movie moment, but people also listened to that song. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
surprisingly, people listened to that song.
There She
Kiss
Goes.
me.
Yeah. There She Goes is that's really good because
I don't know if I might give you like like maybe next week come try to beat There She Goes as a movie that's a song that's only in movies.
yeah, off the top of my head, I don't have anything that's because
Who the
it
hell
works for
sings There She
it
Goes?
works for everything, and then I think it's in Big Daddy, isn't it?
It's definitely in Dumb and Dumber. The Laws
Yeah. I mean, it's a
sing
good
There She
song.
Goes.
I would never listen to it. I would never think to listen to it on my own. I have
And
a
I just can't contain. Shut up.
uh
1988.
okay.
And then hold on. And then somebody re-recorded it. Oh, this is probably why Sixpence None the Richer popped into your head. Sixpence None the Richer did a cover of this song.
What?
Yeah.
Trying to stay relevant off that. Trying to stay relevant off that "Kiss Me" moment. You know,
the B side. Oh, the B side to "There She Goes" was "Kiss Me" acoustic. You want that? You want that sweet, sweet acoustic "Kiss Me"?
Yeah.
You gotta get this "There She Goes" that we did.
And not when did they record "There She Goes"?
1999.
So 10 years. The Laws didn't even get 10 years for their hit.
No. And then the fucking bullshit asshole Sixpence None the Richer stole it from me.
Yeah, that's really funny. That is a move. That is a thing that exists. That like the splashing the water on the looking in the mirror, splash the water on your face, look in the mirror again, only exists in movies. So does "There She Goes."
Only as does "There She Goes."
Yes. Try that as an SAT question. As splash water on face, look in mirror is, so is blank for movies.
Oh, it's fucking for sure "There She Goes," bro.
Yeah.
Or taking 2 bites of breakfast and leaving.
Yeah, Mom woke up at 5:30 to make this giant breakfast. Babe, I'm late. I gotta go.
Sorry.
Grabs 2 pieces of bacon out the door.
Dab your mouth with your tie as you're on your way out the door.
And
all right.
It's really funny.
We've got important business to attend to. I'm nervous, Dusty.
Yeah, it's a big episode. I thought of this the other day. We are, of course, still in the midst of Mark's Madness.
Mark's Madness!
I actually copyrighted that the other day, and I think we're going to get struck by it for it on YouTube. I forgot about that. Oh, man, I made Dusty laugh so hard that his recording stopped. Oh, man, you're on your laptop now. What'd you do?
Hold on.
I don't like hearing myself.
Like the goddamn cat.
It's just
the
uncanny amount of technical difficulties that you have recording. People don't understand what I deal with.
Yeah, that's terrible.
But anyway, yeah, I made a funny quip about us getting copyright struck for our own video. I mean, and for our own song, and it made Dusty laugh so hard that his whole setup came to pieces. So, sorry for doing that to you, Dusty.
That's okay, man. It collapsed the infrastructure of my podcast studio. That joke was so good.
He what people don't realize is he laid down and put his CPAP machine on for like 15 minutes.
I needed to recover. I needed additional air through my airway.
I was just sitting here, and he was still on camera, so I could see Dusty laying on his back with his CPAP machine on. Just kept giving me the one finger, hold on.
Like the character from Dune. I
haven't seen the part 2. I heard was good. Part 1 I hate it. So
yeah, well, part 2 is a lot like part 1. There's still a lot of sand.
It's just very, very burnt sienna.
Yeah, it's a lot of sand and a lot of that one music note. Wah.
No, dude. I fucking love it. I love it when a movie just has one music note and just that
bass.
Wah. All right. So we were gonna do overplayed songs, and I was gonna say Fast Car, and then you were gonna say, you know what? I don't think Fast Car's overplayed, and then I was gonna jump through the thing all the way to Fresno.
You've actually been working on a teleportation machine to come here just for that.
Just because I knew you were gonna try to fight me on Fast Car. God, I hate that song. But then Dusty, you texted me 2 days ago. And he said, what if we did an SNL thing, SNL cast? And I said, hell yeah, I don't have to debate Fast Car.
Right.
So everybody knows, Fast Car wins the overplayed songs bracket.
I think it would be up against some tough competition from Santeria.
Oh fuck! I was gonna be like, it was gonna be like 6 Sublime songs.
Yeah.
and Fast Car. Like, because I'm sick of Wrong Way. Anyway, we don't have to do this. Well, no, I'm sick of not Wrong Way as much as I am Caress Me Down.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all of them.
It's funny. He speaks Spanish. It's
Right,
funny.
right. He says mushroom tip. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Uh,
So we're gonna do an auction draft. Each of us has 200 bones. The bones are their money.
yeah.
have you seen? Have you seen it? I
Yeah.
think you should
The,
see it. I
it's,
forgot. That wasn't on purpose, but it worked out perfectly. And then we're gonna do we each get one host. How many cast members you want to do?
let's do 6 just to round out.
6 cast members, one host, 6 cast members, and one weekend update anchor.
Yeah, and so everybody knows initially I think we were going to do a bracket of SNL performers, but then like that might take too long to set up, and how do you do that? And so then I thought, what if we drafted like our SNL show, and then an auction draft just makes it more spicy because there's a lot of potential players to go through. So the way an auction draft works is Andrew and I will trade off bringing up a cast member, and then each of us will bid on that cast member to have them join our cast.
And what I'm just there's a couple of guys, Dusty,
Yeah.
that I plan on pissing all over.
Okay. You're good. Oh, and I think it goes without saying, but we get their work as SNL performers. So like, what they do as movie stars or whatever else, that's not what I'm
yeah,
thinking of. It's just the SNL
yeah.
stuff. So
I'm not drafting Tim Robinson, even though I think he's like one of the funniest
right.
men to ever live. So
I guess maybe to start, I don't know if we need to do this, but like, what do you think of? It's the 50th anniversary of SNL, and
yeah.
I don't know that I was ever all the way like super committed into SNL. Weirdly, I watched a lot more Mad TV than I ever did Saturday Night Live, even though there's a lot of sketches and a lot of things that I've seen. I don't watch SNL week to week. I was never a guy who did it that way.
No, I was like at certain times with Farrell, the Farrell era, with like because there were some bangers. There's some really good cast members at the time. The women were super good. That was like they had Gasteyer, Sherry O'Terry, and who's the third
Molly
one?
Shannon.
Molly Shannon. Yeah. And then that kind of bled into because Farrell stuck around for Faye and Poehler,
Yeah.
And then there was so I was there for that. When I was a kid, I used to get the best ofs a lot.
Yeah.
I would go to the library and rent them with my mom.
Just the saddest the saddest story ever told. But
that's how I got all like my entire comedy. I went to comedy college as a kid, and it was the Porterville Public Library. I would go and pick up I would get like a Don Knotts VHS and the best of Blankety Blank.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say who it is or any of these because, like I said, it's a couple guys.
There's Dorf on Golf and the best of whoever,
Seriously, yeah. I 100%. I did that multiple times. Or like I would get like a comedy kids movie, or I would get like the Dean Martin roasts and Little Big League, or like
that's a thing.
I was just a weird kid.
See,
man.
That's a thing we need to bring back. Like maybe not the roasts themselves, but like the Dean Martin roast, hilarious that everyone is just drunk as hell up on a stage.
Oh, dude, and Dean Martin would get so hammered, dude. Like you see a guy who's like a top. You think of Dean Martin, you think of like Class, Crooners, right. Like all that shit, and then he's just a sloppy drunk on these things.
And like there used to be a game show called The Match Game, where the contestant there'd be a prompt given that was always kind of could be interpreted as a double innuendo or dirty, and there was a bunch of old like
if you were a vegetable, what would you be?
yeah,
Hmm?
or like a bunch of
Make it phallic, they'd say.
or like and it was like a bunch of old showbiz people and vaudeville perform because this is like in the 70s. So everybody's
Yeah,
from like the early age of television or before, just hammered drunk, uh,
yeah.
with like the dirtiest stuff you could get away with on TV. So drunk,
Who was the
hammered celebrity panel shows, I would be in favor of making a comeback.
Hollywood Squares is coming back?
Yeah, but nobody. I mean, far for me to bemoan the old days, but like nobody gets sloppy or everything is so. It's your
Yeah.
problem with The Rock. Like he's, hey, I'm television's The Rock.
Well, it's my
What-
problem. Yeah, it's my problem with everything, and I really and nobody agrees with me. Nobody. But I think the fact that everything is HD makes things worse. Like I saw the This Is Spinal Tap trailer. Did you see the trailer for This Is Spinal Tap?
I've not seen the new Spinal Tap
No, it's
trailer.
a
Yet.
teaser. It's a
Okay.
teaser. It's a teaser. It's literally just you see kind of like vague concert
Yeah.
images, and then no, you don't see any of the guys, and then it zooms in. No, it's a guitar. You see a guitar, and then it zooms in on an amp, and they're turning everything to 11 bass, treble,
Yeah.
like the whole
Yeah.
thing, and then the logo comes up. But it's all in HD, and I was like, man, I don't know if I want to watch Spinal Tap in HD, bro. It's supposed to look like shit,
Yeah.
and that's what like I don't think I think it is I truly believe it is affecting comedy. Like I think if you I'd like to make one movie with I don't know if you do it with you probably don't even have to do it with two cameras. You can just put a filter over it. Make one movie. Release it half the country in HD, release it in half the country a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
Bet the fuzzy side likes the movie more.
Yeah. Well,
I can't say why,
well, and
but I bet
everybody's
it's
in
true.
like everybody's in good shape now. You know, anytime that somebody's out and they're drunk, like they're mean or they're a mess or they say something racist, there's no fun. Like,
There's no Paul Lind anymore.
yeah, or just like Rip Torn being hilarious and like,
Well, they had Pete Holmes on Hollywood Squares. I just saw a clip,
yeah,
and another thing that happened is we've smartened up. Back then, we didn't know that they were given the answers and
right,
stuff, and they were like a lot of times they had prepared jokes. But it's pretty obvious now. Like when you watch the new Hollywood
yeah.
Squares,
Well, no,
they had jokes ready. They have the real answers.
I mean, they got Triumph the Insult Comic Dog, the last bastion of hilarious,
Yeah, he's the
takedown
only guy that can
comedy.
say things that
Yep,
you
he's
know.
a dog. What are you gonna do to him? And so yeah, it's interesting now because I think SNL's funny now, you know, but I see the clips on YouTube. I don't watch a whole show anymore. But I'll like the ongoing thing about Domingo where they take a popular song and they work in the character of Domingo, I think is very funny. Uh the obviously uh the 50th had Eddie Murphy playing Tracy Morgan, which is one of the funniest things I've seen recently.
That was good. Yeah,
But you know,
that was good. The Shane Gillis episode recently had a couple really good sketches. The couple of beer sketch was good.
yeah.
The news sketch where they're keeping track of black crimes and white crimes was a funny one. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that one. That was funny. I the
That was very good. But it's also a sketch that they've done before, but it's really good.
well, that's the interesting and cool thing about SNL is like when it's really good, it's really funny. There's some of
Yeah.
the best comedic things I've ever seen on SNL. But then sometimes it bombs, but that's also good because it's live and it's crazy that every week they're making a live television show that's supposed to be funny every single week.
Yeah. I get
But
really annoyed with them. They're doing more and more digital shorts, and I think those are very often a lot less funny. Um, and the live aspect really gives them a lot of grace. I mean, the couple of beers thing was a digital short, but like overall, generally, I don't think those things are as funny. I mean, especially since Sandberg left. But I think they were best when they were live. I don't think they're. I don't love the new cast. There's a couple people who I like, but like they have this guy Michael Show. What's his name? Um, he's a really funny stand-up comic, and he kind of looks like Johnny Depp. Michael fuck, I can't remember his goddamn name, but he's not in a lot of
Yeah,
sketches. It's like it's not Showalter, but it's like
something similar.
Shoemaker.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Rowan Gardner, Rossenberger.
Michael Shoemaker. No, there's a guy who worked for them named Michael Shoemaker. Not the guy I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, he's not on a lot of sketches. I really liked Pete Davidson.
Yeah, Pete Davidson was a big star. I think Heidi Gardner is really funny. I think that she's in a lot of the sketches that
Yeah,
I
she's
see
funny.
that I like.
She's like a good straight person. Michael Longfellow is the guy I'm talking about. He's
Okay,
very
is he
funny,
one
and
of
I
the
don't think
Do
they've
Not
used him very
Destroy?
much. Do
I
Not
think the Do Not
Destroy.
Destroy. I think the Do Not Destroy sketches are pretty good. They do
Oh yeah, those guys are funny.
they do all the digital shorts now. Like, it's interesting because at a certain point, they there's that joke that goes around like, what did we do before the internet or before Facebook or whatever? And I remember watching the Will Ferrell Best of SNL endlessly. Just like somebody that I
Oh
knew
yeah,
had it, and we would watch it every time we hung out, and then we would just quote it, and then it was
yeah,
like, oh man, like, and that's what you did is like the SNL best ofs really caught me up on a lot of things because I didn't watch it a lot growing up, obviously, and then you go back and you can see, uh like, it's hard to go back and see the early years of it. Obviously, there's a lot of funny stuff, but like the fact that they were trying to be transgressive doesn't really hit because everybody's done all the stuff they've done now. By that point, like Jim Belushi, or Jim, not Jim Belushi, John Belushi, obviously hilarious, obviously a legend. But you watch a lot of the hamburger sketch, and I'm like, yeah, I guess that's funny, but
yeah.
back then it's like blowing minds that it was there,
Oh yeah, he was a legend. He was the reason that most people watch the show. I don't think SNL becomes anything close to what SNL becomes without John Belushi. But
Yeah,
there's certain things like I didn't think Animal House was very funny, but
right.
anybody who's 50 or more right now thinks it's one of the funniest movies ever made. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, but I mean, there are guys like Dan Aykroyd is hilarious. Like Dan Aykroyd is from that original cast. I think, and
yeah,
he like his comedy transcends time. Like the same thing with like Bill Murray. I think Chevy Chase is one of the funniest people who ever lived. But that's the interesting thing about like John Belushi, even Gilda Radner. Like Gilda Radner is amazing, and she did some awesome things. She was a really good comedic actress, but like, is she better than Kate McKinnon, or was she just first? Like, I don't know.
right. Yeah, and I mean, even just the show's ability to
Yes.
restock the shelves like year after year, or class after class, is incredible. Like, they've really have a legacy of finding and posting up some of the funniest people who have ever lived. Like, and
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like they like with Shane Gillis. Like we all know what happened with Shane.
yeah,
He got hired. They found an old podcast clip. He got fired before he was ever on the show. But the fact that they hired him, like I wouldn't have, without seeing him in a sketch, I wouldn't have got it. I wouldn't have been like, hey, yeah, this guy needs to be on SNL. Like
right,
even seeing his stand up. His stand up's really funny, but now he's in his sketch comedy. Gillian Keeves is hilarious, and he's like the perfect guy for sketches because it's really funny to have like a blue collar guy to play the dad,
right.
in an exaggerated way.
Or Tim
But
Robinson.
there's yeah, there's
They hired Tim Robinson, and it didn't work because his thing doesn't work for SNL necessarily, but they recognized like this dude's hilarious and has a mind for comedy, but his sketch show completely works for him, you know.
yeah, he's too crazy for Boys Town.
Right. So yeah, I mean, obviously, you could go on and on about
Yeah,
what SNL means and all of that, but just to give a little backstory, because I think we're probably going to be pulling from a lot of the same eras, or going after the same people. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Uh,
there's a couple, Dusty. There's a couple.
that you need. That's what you're saying.
Do you want to go? I'm just saying there's a couple,
Okay.
Dusty. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
Uh,
Since it's an auction draft, it doesn't even really matter who goes first.
yeah. So I guess I'll put up somebody first. Uh, okay. You need, in my mind, you need the guy or the person who's the
Let's be honest.
yeah.
The guy.
Well, I don't know. It could be somebody. It could be, there have been a few times where it's been not a guy, but
Yeah,
you need the main uh the main thing, that the superstar, I guess, is what I mean. Uh
yeah.
so I'm putting up Eddie Murphy, who saved the
How much?
saved
How
the
much are you bidding for Eddie?
I'm going to start at $20.
Yeah, because Eddie carried the '80s.
He saved the show. Literally saved the show.
I'll
Uh
go $30.
so Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. Uh we to
James Brown's hot tub
James Brown
party.
hot tub.
The
Buckwheat.
joke about the hot tub party's joke is that the hot tub is too hot, and it's still good.
Well, and he's
You have anybody else try that? If Michael Che does the hot tub party,
yeah.
it's not nearly as funny.
Well, how old is Eddie Murphy? He's 20 when he's on SNL, when he starts.
He starts really
Yeah,
young.
he's
I
like
don't know. I
19
don't
or
know
20,
exactly how
and
young.
the funniest person in the world. $35.
I got to be honest. Michael Che not very funny. For the record,
I,
I just want this out there. I don't think Michael Che is very funny. I think Colin Jost is kind of
I
funny. I don't think either of them are particularly
I
funny.
think they're good for update. I think they figured out their role. Like they're good as the update anchors, and they were the head writers for like a while. I don't know that they're still the head writers, but uh,
Both of them.
I believe so. Yes.
Hell yeah!
So
I just don't think Che particularly is that funny. What did you just bid? 35?
35.
40 bones.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you need somebody who's, no matter what it is, but like even through sheer power of will, they can make the sketch funnier. Like uh $45.
Concentrated power of will.
100% concentrated power of will. Just the buckwheat gets shot and dies sketch.
When he gets shot and he's on the ground and he's going, ouch, ouch. And before he gets shot, somebody yells, "Hey, Mr. Wheat!" And he goes, "Yes." And he gets shot. I'm going 50 bones, dude. I'm going 50 bones for Eddie.
Yeah. Gumby, him as Gumby,
Gumby.
his Stevie Wonder.
Damn it.
uh I was watching a thing where somebody was saying, like, to do a really good impression, you need to know what to exaggerate and what not to exaggerate, because he's not doing real Stevie Wonder. But now, if you think of Stevie Wonder, you think of the Eddie Murphy sketch where he's doing the really exaggerated back and forth, like
The one with Joe Piscopo and Stevie Wonder in
yeah.
it. That was like one of my favorite sketches of all time as a kid.
uh
You going 55, Dusty?
I'm gonna go 60. I'm gonna jump you to 6.
Take him.
All right. It was a calculated risk. I almost left it for $50, but
I would take Eddie, but I was hoping you'd go
yeah,
higher.
yeah,
I'm gonna drain your ass,
yeah.
Dusty.
That's
Uh,
So that means I'm down to 120, but I got Eddie Murphy, so
I got 35 for Farrell.
Okay, that was going to be the other main guy.
I know.
Okay, $50. I mean, I know everybody goes to the cowbell sketch.
55, you son of a bitch.
The sketch where he's just yelling at the kids to get off the roof while he's barbecuing. I think it was
Yeah,
like his.
that was his audition
Yeah,
too.
but they did it on the show too, I think.
Yeah,
Like, again, he's a guy who can do anything. He's going to give you 100%. Have you seen the sketch where it was right after 9/11 and he goes in the office and he's got
Yeah, he's wearing the basically the American flag thong
yeah,
on. I think that was the first sketch. I think that's the first sketch on his best of
the,
DVD.
he's like, well, I guess I'm a little more patriotic than everybody else. Uh, and he's just right up in I think Tim Meadows' face. Just okay, what'd you do? 55?
55.
You could take Farrell down for 55.
All right. I didn't know if I wanted you to take him or
yeah,
or
well,
switch to one.
I would have two all timers, but then I don't know. Then basically you could run the board, you know. So I
Yeah.
got to keep you kind of at the same amount. Maybe the funniest person in the world to me. Up next, I'm gonna take Bill Hader. I want Bill Hader $10.
$15.
Because you need Bill Hader's the guy. He can be the straight man. He can host the game show segments and still get laughs.
Dylan McDermott or Dermot
Yeah,
Mulroney.
well,
Hey, who's this
who's
guy?
this guy? But he can also one of my favorite sketches of his is the one where they're making puppets, and he's
Yeah,
the arm.
the Vietnam vet puppet.
Yeah, he's dressed, and he's a Vietnam vet who's clearly got PTSD, and then they cut to his puppet, and it's just the same. It's him, but as a puppet, dressed the
Yeah,
exact same
and
way.
he's talking like that.
Yeah.
And his puppet smoking cigarettes.
Well, he smokes a cigarette, and then the smoke comes out of the puppet's
The
mouth.
smoke comes out of the puppet's mouth. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah, it's great.
yes.
It's great.
Oh, we were in Da Nang, and then we sprayed liquid death all over that village. $20.
Who was in it?
It's
Because the other ones were really good
Vanessa
too.
Bayer.
Unsung, by the way, Vanessa
Yeah.
Bayer. She is like one of my favorite people from the last like probably 15 years. I love
And
Vanessa
her
Bayer.
puppet is like an addictive shopaholic. Like her
Yeah,
and then
that's what it
they
was.
end up making out at the end.
Yeah.
And then Keenan's in it, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" He's got that his puppet's got that
But he
voice.
can't find his
Yeah,
voice, right?
yeah,
Like he keeps like bailing. He'll say one thing and then he won't commit because he gets
yeah.
self-conscious.
And Seth Meyers was the host. So Seth Meyers, or not Seth Meyers, Seth MacFarlane was the host, and he was the guy leading the
Yeah.
workshop in the sketch. But uh,
You said
yeah,
20?
I'm going 20.
You can take him.
Woo, Bill Hader for $20. That's a steal for me.
I got 2 tickets to Paradise, but I also got $15 for Martin Short.
But just SNL.
Just SNL.
Okay. I see. This is a thing where I have to be. I have to out myself. For a long time, I didn't fully appreciate the greatness of Martin Short.
Oh god damn it! He was one of my favorite. Like as a kid, dude, Martin Short, and still maybe actually the funniest person ever. You're gonna hear me say this a lot tonight.
Yeah.
Today, Martin Short is one of the funniest people to ever live,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
But he's on Only Murders in the Building, and
Yeah.
he's hysterical on that show. He's so good.
And he's just a really funny guy. Like he's one of the best shit talkers in the world.
Yeah, him and Steve Martin
he just makes everybody so uncomfortable.
Him and Steve Martin on Conan is one of my favorite things. I think I was not into Jiminy Glick because I don't think I got the joke at the time.
Yeah, that took me a while too.
You know, and so that was like the big Martin Short thing that I knew of, and I was like, I don't think this is that good, but obviously Martin Short's a genius. What'd you say? $15?
He was only on for 1 year. What the fuck?
Yeah, he was on the.
I thought he was in SNL for longer.
No, he was on the Ringer season. They call it because it's like him and Steve Martin, and they got a bunch of people to come in to try to save the show. I think because Lorne had left, and so he only stayed for 1 year.
I think I might rescind this if he was only on one season. I thought he was on for longer than that.
Yeah.
I love Martin Short, but that's just not enough. I'm not getting enough bang.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
I
will allow
It's so funny that he was on for one season and they bring him back for every anniversary
Yeah,
show.
well, because he's truly one of the funniest people who's ever lived. So, I will allow you to resend your pick, uh,
I appreciate
if
that.
you want to put somebody else up for auction.
Um, man, there's one that's I got to do it later because we're gonna fucking fight over it. You know what, man? This is gonna be a controversial pick this early.
Okay.
I got $15 for Spade.
Okay. That's I mean
David Spade does not get enough respect in the comedy world because he made Joe Dirt and fucking Dickie Roberts.
Yeah, but I mean they were paying him. What are you going to do? They're going to give him
I
they're going to
know,
give him
and Joe, we
and we love Joe
Joe
Dirt.
Dirt, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
We don't love Dickie Roberts. One of the worst movies I've ever seen in the theater. It,
I liked it as
I
a kid,
was
but it probably does scale
so
down.
angry when I went and saw that
Yeah,
movie. Yeah, and he's got the like I think one of his most famous sketches is the one where they're the Snippy airline
yep.
people. I don't remember.
Bye bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. I don't and the Hollywood Minute, he did that.
He did Spade in America.
Yeah.
He did the sketch where they're all girls and Chris Farley's a
Oh
girl.
yeah.
And
Lay off me, I'm
who got
starving.
these French fries? They're good.
Yeah.
And he's like, why don't you slow down? Lay off me, I'm starving.
uh
I love Spade.
yeah, what'd you put Spade at?
15.
You can take him down for 15.
Value pick.
Yeah, I don't want to get
Value
caught in a
pick.
bidding war for David Spade because I got other moves.
Dude, because you got to know, I was going to let you keep
Yeah,
him.
I got other moves that I need to
Take your
make.
money off the
Yeah.
board. I was going to let you keep David Spade.
Okay, I am going to put up Kate McKinnon, $25.
Yeah.
Kate McKinnon at one point in time maybe the funniest person in the world.
She carried the show when in her prime on SNL. She carried the show. She's fucking brilliant.
So funny. The
$25.
Yeah, that's where I'm
Take her.
All right.
I feel like that's a little bit of a discount, but I got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, a nice little cast rounding out here.
25 smackers. I've got $30 for Mike Myers.
Shit, I thought maybe I could get Mike Myers later. Oh no!
Did you know Garth finally got pubes?
I mean the coffee lady, Wayne's World, Dieter.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
I still say talk amongst
Yeah.
yourselves all the time.
It was like butter.
Dieter's great.
And funny enough to know,
Getting a little verklempt.
funny enough to know that he shouldn't have made a Dieter movie. They were trying to get an SNL Dieter movie made, and he's like, I don't think there's 90 minutes of Dieter to be had.
Well, yeah, maybe a 20-minute short.
Yeah.
But his Elon Musk impression was not good, which sucks. He looks a lot like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
He moved like him, like the awkward moving thing. He got that down like crazy. His accent was awful.
Well, this might be one of the hardest things to admit because I love Mike Myers, but I don't know if there's a dude who lost his fastball like faster or harder than Mike Myers did, because the last everything he's done I have not enjoyed. I do, and I think he's still funny.
He did that like Netflix show where he was like a conspiracy theorist or something like that.
Yeah, that where he played like a bunch of the characters. I did not enjoy.
Yeah, I did not like that. I did not like that at all.
The Love Guru is really bad.
Some people ride for that movie though. I've not me.
Sure.
But some people ride for that movie.
But I love the Austin Powers movies, and of course, like Wayne's World is one of the all-time sketches. So how much did you have for
$30? 30 bones. The bones are their money.
They come out of the ground. $40.
That would leave you. Oh shit. Okay. This leaves you a 55 only for the rest of the shebang bang. Just letting you know.
Well, I'm at 100 right now, according to my math. Right?
You are at 80, 105.
Because I took Eddie Murphy.
Kate McKinnon was 25.
Yeah, and Bill Hader was 15.
I thought it was 20.
Was it 20?
Are you cooking the books on me, Dusty?
This is what I have written down in my notes.
I think you led with 15, and I don't think I raised the bid for it. No, I think I raised the bid for you, so you might have gotten him for 25.
No, I'll accept 20. I'll split the difference with you.
Fucking kill you. Yeah, we'll split the difference.
Okay, so that leaves me
because I feel like I countered with Bill Hader for $5 more.
Maybe that gives me 20.
But
that's $20, right?
Yeah, so you're at 40 for Myers.
Yeah, man, dude, Wayne's World, one of the best.
God damn it!
So I got $95 left.
If I spend 40 on Myers right now, you know what? No, fuck you. Take him.
God damn it! I mean, I'll take him, but I was hoping to.
This is exactly what happened with the fast food draft.
Yeah.
Oh, it might be the opposite. I think you saved all your money till there was. I can't remember. It was one or the other. Okay, so you've got a good roundup so far.
Yeah, I mean,
Murphy, Hader, McKinnon, Myers.
Yeah.
Dusty, I think it's time. Fuck. No, I'm waiting. I'm gonna get. See, this is the thing. I'm gonna get a value pick for a woman here.
Okay.
That when I post who I got, people are gonna undervalue this pick like crazy. They're gonna be like, "Why did he pick her?"
Yeah.
You know, but they don't understand. They got to go back and look at the work of Anna Gasteyer. And I've got $10 for Anna Gasteyer.
Okay. Well, okay, so I believe the two most famous things I remember Anna Gasteyer for are her and Will Ferrell doing the teachers who
the hot mic.
Yeah, the hot mic.
I can't remember what their names are. Yeah.
But and the NPR lady, the sweaty balls. And there's one with Betty White that's really funny about muffins it's her and Molly Shannon. I think you're right, because Anna Gasteyer, no disrespect to her because she's hilarious, like she doesn't rank in what people think are like the hot the top commodities, for SNL.
Yeah,
but
they just I don't know, she's not a great looking girl, which sucks that matters. Like she doesn't have the physical charm. Like even McKinnon and like Gilda Radner had like a different physical charm than Anna Gasteyer, right? And then at the same time you had Molly Shannon running into chairs, right? So like people forget, but like Gasteyer doesn't have the like big iconic characters other than the two you mentioned. But watch her in any sketch.
Well, and she is. You need somebody
as good as anybody.
You need somebody who can play all the different, because not every sketch can be about one person, right? So you need somebody who's going to fill in, be the teacher or be the wife or be whoever.
Well,
but she's funny.
She's incredibly funny in the background.
Yeah, she's funny in all of those roles, even if she's not the star of the sketch. $10. You could
if you raise this, I'm gonna let you.
I was gonna say you can have Gasteyer. I don't want to be.
I'm strong already.
Yeah. Well, because I've got a couple moves I got to make on here.
What's your next one?
I gotta do it. Farley, $30. The King, dude, like Chris. Again, the things come in waves, but there's a point in time where like Chris Farley might have been my funniest person in the world. Like I was like, that's it. Everyone else could stop going for it.
$40.
$40.
Living in a van down by the river.
Yeah. Well, the
lunch lady.
the lunch lady, the Patrick Swayze Chippendales
Chippendales. You
dance.
you you remember when you said
The love you make is equal to the love you
did,
or the love you take is equal to the love you make. Yeah, I remember that.
did you did you mean that?
Or
That was cool.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
cool.
Remember when they said you died? That's a hoax, right?
That was a hoax, right? That he said it's so Canadian.
uh,
That was a hoax,
if
right?
anybody doesn't know, there was a Chris Farley talk show segment where he's interviewing Paul McCartney, and after each response, because he's so earnest, and after each response, he's like, "I'm so stupid," like,
Yeah, every question was basically, "Do you remember when this
yeah. Remember
happened?"
when you were in the Beatles? uh,
Yeah,
I'm El Nino, which is Spanish for the Nino.
dude. When I was a kid, that was peak.
Yeah,
That was as funny as comedy could get.
all
Was which is Spanish for, and he stands up for a second, and he goes, "The Nino."
all other storms bow before El Nino. uh, $45.
Take him.
All right, that's things are things are starting to get tight.
Yep, I've got one that I'm gonna piss you off in a second.
Yeah,
105, 100 between those two, 70. You're at 190, I
don't
think.
worry about what I'm doing, okay?
60 plus 40 is 100 plus 40. Yeah, you're at 190 right now.
I got stuff.
You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you Bill Hader for 15. You're
Look
welcome.
at you,
You're at
sweetheart.
185.
All right, I got 15. I got 15 bucks.
You're at 185.
Yeah.
I'll bid $16 on Phil Hartman.
God damn it.
Yeah, that sucks, huh?
Yeah.
Do you count?
Yeah. No. Turns out I don't counter. I wish I could, because Phil Hartman was a guy that I was going to put up, but I thought I could maybe get him,
I know you
at a
did.
later.
That's why when I was like, you know what, I got to bring that up later because I was like, I'm just gonna raise the price on everything until Dusty can't afford
Yeah,
Phil Hartman.
I mean, look, I'm happy with my group. But Phil Hartman, his nickname on SNL was the Glue, exactly because you could put him in every sketch, and he would be as funny as you needed him to be. He could be the star of a sketch. He could play the background, but he's so goddamn funny.
He's the type of guy you could have a whole sketch of chaos for 5 minutes and give Phil Hartman one forward line, and he'll be the funniest part of the whole
Yeah,
sketch, and it'll be like a straight line. He just has to deliver it like a man, but he'll do some weird inflection that makes it the funniest part of the whole
yeah,
thing. Like Phil Hartman is just in the rafters, one of the most talented comedians ever. Like he could do anything.
yeah.
He could do literally anything. Like
I'm just
I don't
a
know if
I'm
I ever
just a
saw him
simple
in an action, but
I'm just a simple
he
caveman lawyer.
he just he was good. And the thing where he was leaving the show and him and Farley danced together at the end
Yeah,
and they hugged and they said goodbye, like, and then they ended up both fucking dying
yeah.
assholes. Stupid Farley overdosing and stupid Hartman getting shot in the head by his wife in his sleep.
Stupid Hartman having domestic issues. Yeah, and like you could put Phil Hartman anywhere. Like he was a guy that was so funny, but he could have also done Weekend Update. Like he could
Yeah,
have pulled off that, because there's a special kind of person that you need for Weekend Update also. Uh, all right.
yeah.
So what's your dollar situation?
I'm
Let me look in your
at
wallet real quick.
65, 75, $91. So I have
Woo.
$109.
Things are looking pretty tough.
Yeah, dude.
Tough for the old
Yeah,
dust
dude.
man. Uh,
You listen. Finesse Mitchell's still out
that's
there,
that's
so
true. I could get Jay Farrow, who I do think is hilarious.
Jay Farrow is very
Yeah,
funny. He was one of my favorite parts of his. Taron Killam, very
Terry
funny.
and Killam, very funny. Well, let's see. What do I want to do here? I'm gonna go Dan Aykroyd, $7.
$16. Dan Aykroyd. I'll take it.
All right then. You didn't even want to. You don't even want to play the game a little bit, huh?
No.
Don't
just bullying you
don't,
from the rest of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need one more cast member and a host,
yeah.
and a weekend update guy.
Not even just a little bit, huh? That's
God damn it! I love Dan Aykroyd. He was one of the ones that I was like, there's some that I'll fight with you on.
Yeah.
But Dan Aykroyd, the Blues Brothers, the chef. He is just a genuine ignorant slut.
Two wild and crazy guys. One of my favorite Aykroyd things is his when he would do the infomercials. And he took that fish and like put it in the blender.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The chef.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, when he put the
and but he's got that great like newscaster kind of inflection thing that he can use, and yeah, he's just so funny.
Yeah, he's like Phil Hartman in the sense that he could be in a lot of different things. He was a good straight man. Yeah. He was a good crazy guy. He was he had good pratfalls, not as good as Chevy Chase, but he was good physical comedy. Like I love Dragnet. How about that?
Huh? I actually love Dragnet also.
I liked it when I was younger. I haven't seen it in a long time. But
I don't know that you would love it.
First time I ever heard about pagans.
Yeah. Whoa, these guys seem interesting. All right, for my update, I know what's going to happen, so I'm not even going to do it because there's no reason to do it.
That was the one that I'm like. That's the reason that I haven't spent very much money.
There's no reason.
There's one fucking guy that if I didn't get him, I'm not gonna post the results of this podcast.
There's no reason to even play, you know.
Yeah. Don't fuck. You can literally have any of the rest of them.
Right. So, well, you know what? I want to do it anyway. Norm Macdonald, $15.
$16. All right, dude. Hell yeah. Dude.
Got it done.
You might as well, so I don't spend $1 on him.
Right. That's what I didn't want to happen. You know what? I should have put McDonald up for update first, and I could have really driven.
That's why I knew you were gonna go Eddie first, so I was like, okay, I got to start throwing bangers out.
Yeah.
That Dusty's gonna want to spend some money on, and then hope that we like. I kind of had to get Farrell. Oh, I just remembered one that nobody's gotten yet. But I kind of wanted Farrell, but I knew I had to get like a leading person.
Right.
And then after that, I was like, okay, I'm going to go Spade 15, Gas Tire 10, like, because if this motherfucker goes Norm Macdonald, I'm going to put everything that I got towards it.
Oh, I thought you wanted Dennis Miller, dude. Or Daryl Hammond.
I like Dennis Miller.
Yes. Listen, Bubba.
Listen, I like Dennis Miller for update. He's a good interviewer too. But I don't really listen to his stand up. But Colin Quinn
was good.
It was awesome on Weekend Update. Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase might be my second pick. Anyway, I'm giving you a bunch of options.
Yeah,
you can have anybody for $1.
Right, yeah, that's where I kind of wanted to put myself at the same time. But Andrew and I have talked at great length about our affection for Norm Macdonald. As far as stand-up goes, truly one of the funniest people who's ever lived. His era on Weekend Update with him and Jim Downey, like nothing could have fallen into his lap, unfortunately, better than the O.J. Simpson case. Like, for what Norm Macdonald does best, it was he was the perfect person to cover that. And he was just all those jokes, razor sharp. So funny.
Yeah, if you asked me, I truly believe. If I had time to sit down and think of it, if somebody was like, "Hey, who's the funniest person ever?"
Yeah,
I think I would say Norm Macdonald. Like every time a camera is on him, he is the funniest guy in the room. Like his podcast was unbelievable. Like just the chaos, but the controlled chaos, the stupid jokes that he would have people write. But as a Weekend Update host, nobody's ever been more fearless. Nobody's cared more about being funny and less about what the reaction to it was, because he knew what was funny. Like sometimes that's like, even I get exhausted with that,
Right.
but I trust Norm.
Yeah.
I trust Norm to go, no, this is funny. Fuck you. If you don't think this is funny, I don't care. I'm going to still say
Yeah.
it. Most people, I don't trust to do that, because most people aren't as funny as Norm Macdonald, as the funniest man who ever lived. And
Right.
so
Well,
that
and
was
teamed up
like,
with Jim Downey, who's the perfect
yeah,
partner. Like the sensibilities of those two guys coming together at the exact same time. There's a really good Conan O'Brien interview that I'm sure we've talked about on here with Jim Downey. Just listening to that guy talk about comedy and talk.
Jeff Epstein, the
No,
financier.
not
Oh, I feel like I would have known.
uh, like listening to that guy talk about comedy and the way he thinks about it is at a level where I'm like, I think I'm a funny person, but I don't have the thought process about it the same way that he does, or the ability, like you said, to be like, no, this is funny enough to where if you get upset, I don't care. This being funny is worth more. Like,
And he was the best ever at the pause
yeah,
and just stare into the camera, and yeah, like it's kind of a, yeah, I just said that, but it's also kind of a like, get it, like type thing. And I think get it, like Shane Gillis does that a lot on stage, where he'll do a joke and then he'll kind of just make this face
yeah,
to like, yeah,
that's
and Norm is just one of the best at that. I heard this story recently. Was it Dennis Miller who told the story? I don't think it was Dennis Miller. I think it was like Spade or somebody that grew up. Uh, no, I can't remember who it was, but somebody was talking about Norm when he was in Canada coming up, and he would do these shows, and if he did well, he would immediately go backstage and like hang out, and like he wouldn't say hi to anybody or anything like that. He would just be done. If he bombed, he'd be at the door shaking everybody's hand as they left.
yeah, to still make, because funny's over everything. It's still,
That's Norm,
yeah,
man. If you want to epitomize Norm, watch his set uh right when the world shut down for COVID. It's
yeah,
brilliant, and he's just summing up how everybody's feeling, and the confusion and the fear, but making everybody laugh about it. And it was phenomenal. But with Update specifically, like nobody was made for that role more. I think that's why I hate Jostin Che. I guess hate is probably a strong word. They're just not that at all.
right. They don't have the
They're
teeth.
they
Like,
it's very corporate comedy. There's no punk rock to it at
yeah,
all. Like when they write each other's jokes, it's funny. Like I'm not gonna say that they've never made me laugh ever. I just think like I just miss the old days where it's one dude, Colin Quinn or Dennis Miller or Chevy Chase or Aykroyd did it, or Norm, and they're just saying these biting things over and over. They're not bouncing off each other. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler were
yeah,
great, but I like one dude doing, or one girl, whoever, whatever
yeah.
it is, doing Update.
Cecily Strong was really
And
funny
Norm,
when she did Update. She hated doing it apparently,
she was good.
but the Nor
She was good. It took her a little. It took me a little bit to warm up to her, but I really like
yeah,
her now. Like
I think she's
she's
very
really good.
funny.
Yeah.
The Norm Macdonald monologue when he came back for SNL after being fired is also one of the all-time
Yeah.
great. Uh,
He's like, I got fired because I'm not funny, and he's like, and now a year later, I'm host. They asked me to host the show, so either I got funny, or the show has gotten really
yeah,
bad, or
yeah.
something like that.
It's either gotten I've either got in the span of a year I've either gotten so funny that they asked me to come back, or the show is really terrible now. uh,
Yeah,
and when he goes, Lauren and I had a disagreement. I wanted to keep working for the show, and he
yeah.
didn't want me to work here anymore. Uh,
And they're like, you're fired, and he's like, oh, that's bad. And he's like, why? And he's like, because you're not funny. Oh, that's even worse.
uh, all right, I'm gonna round.
Rest in peace,
Rest
Norm.
in
The
peace.
the the that is the worst celebrity death of my life. That him and Robin Williams.
Yeah,
Like when I found out Norm Macdonald died, like it just fucking killed me.
yeah.
Like it was interesting when Robin died. Norm did a long Twitter thread about a cool like interaction he had with Robin Williams, and he kept saying the funniest man in the world is dead, and that's the only thing that kept popping through my head when Norm died was the funniest man in the world just
Yeah.
died. So
Yeah.
full
Rest
circle.
in peace in the rafters. Norm Macdonald
Oh man,
at the update
yeah,
desk. I think I'm gonna try to round out my main cast here.
yeah. You got one more cast member.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think.
If you take the one on my mind, $16. It's coming out immediately.
Well, there's a few different because I've got a few of the eras represented. I feel pretty good about that.
Well, and honorable mention because I don't think these guys are going to get picked up. John Lovitz.
Yeah, acting.
Almost nobody's like he's so good.
Yeah.
John Lovitz is so good. Schneider.
Yeah.
I know Schneider is like people don't want to pretend that Rob Schneider was ever funny, but Rob Schneider used to be very, very funny. Jay Moore had some funny moments on SNL, but not a whole lot, but he had some.
Yeah, there's you might
Chris Kattan.
Yeah, you might wild card and name the guy that I'm thinking of, so I don't want to say it. I'm trying to go way back and think of somebody that I'd really want, but honestly, I want Dana Carvey. I'll do $10 for Dana Carvey. Chopping broccoli, the
Yeah,
church.
I have to decide if I want because I only have one more, right? I got to decide if I want Dana Carvey or Adam Sandler.
That's where
That's
I
my
was
problem
kind of
right now.
in a tough situation, but chopping broccoli, fucking the church lady, Hans and Franz, like, and Dana Carvey is one of the funniest. The other part of Wayne's World, I'd get both Wayne's World guys. The
I might have to split up the Wayne's.
his George Bush, 1,000 points of light, wouldn't be prudent.
Not gonna do
Not
it.
gonna do it. And he's another guy where now because George Bush doesn't really talk like that, but now anytime that somebody brings up Bush one, all I think of is Dana Carvey. That
Yeah, me too.
like
Me
that
too.
impression's so good. His Ross Perot impression equally hilarious. Like
I'm sorry, dude. I'm taking him.
you're gonna take him down.
Dana Carvey.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm taking Dana Carvey.
you're gonna do it for $10, or you got to do
I
it
was
for at least
decided.
$11.
It was 16, right?
No, I did $10, so you could get him for 11.
I know, but but if I do 11, you can do
Oh,
12.
in theory, yeah, I guess.
I have $128,
Hey.
bro. I got money burning a hole in my pocket right now.
All right.
Phil Hartman, Dan Aykroyd, Dana Carvey, $16 a
And
piece.
and Norm
And Norm
Macdonald. Yeah.
I mean, this gives you Sandler if you want the Sandman.
Yeah, well,
I'm trying to think who else might be like.
I was thinking Tracy Morgan.
Chris Rock.
Yeah, but Rock on SNL, like he wasn't on there long enough.
Yeah, he didn't do a lot.
The Nat X is very funny to me. The man, welcome to the 15-minute program because the man will give me that much time.
I was watching a Nat X thing a couple days ago, and they stole a joke from something, and I can't remember what it was. He said something. Oh no, that's not what it was. He didn't steal a joke. He did part of his can't keep a disco open for more than 3 weeks.
Okay, yeah.
Like he stole a joke from himself. I'm so glad I figured that out, and I didn't accuse Chris Rock
of joke theft. Yeah. Sandberg. I'll do Sandberg for $1.
Oh, you're taking Sandberg. Nobody's picking the Sandman.
I guess oh man. I got a lot of dudes from that era. Or I got a couple of dudes from that era.
I wanted to split up Wayne's World.
Yeah.
I can't give you all of Wayne's World. And yeah, I didn't want to stick too much in that era. I got Spade from that era.
What I got,
people are gonna be pissed that nobody picked.
Yeah, Sandler. I mean, look, should I switch it?
Sandberg's dope. Like I don't think there's any shame. I think Sandberg was. Listen, if you look at just SNL,
yeah,
Sandberg is up there with Sandler. Like, you've got Opera Man.
Right.
I don't know if Andy Sandberg ever did anything as good as Opera
Well,
Man.
Sandberg is mostly the digital shorts, right? I get all the shorts,
Yeah,
but I get
yeah,
I get fucking Dick in a Box and the
yeah.
Laser Cats and all that all the Lonely
The
Island.
Chronic. What goes on
Yeah, which
Narnia?
that I think that's actually might have been what brought me back to SNL for a while because I had friends like right when YouTube started, Lazy Sunday hit, and everybody was like, "Did you watch? Did you see SNL? Mr. Pibbs and Redvine equals Crazy Delicious," and I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Shout out to Chris Parnell, by
Yeah,
the way.
Parnell.
Chris Parnell's a bad motherfucker.
I almost took
Yeah,
I almost took
I got.
Sudeikis, but
Sudeikis is great. Will
Will
Forte.
Forte would have been very good. Yeah. Um,
Will Forte is a really good
oh,
one.
you know what? You know what sketch I saw the other day was the Will Forte spelling bee sketch with Chris Parnell and Will Forte. Have you seen that one?
I don't know if I've seen that
Where
one.
they're like, the word is business, and he's like, okay, and he goes through the whole thing. Can you do the definition? Can you use it in a sentence? Can you whatever, whatever? And he just goes business, BASQ Q, and he uses he uses
He just spells it as poorly as
and
possible.
for a long time, like so many letters, and he keeps going back.
That's
He
great.
keeps going back to Q, and it's one of those like where it's in a wave, like you could track the laughs in a wave where
Yeah,
it's like
it's a parabola. Like, it starts off really funny, and then it gets less funny, and then it starts
right, then it
getting
just
funny
goes so long that it goes back to being funny, and when he finishes, he goes S business. And then it cuts to Parnell and he just goes, wrong. And it's so funny. Yeah,
um,
I, there,
the Will Forte. My favorite Forte sketch is when he's in the locker room with all the guys, Bill
oh,
Hader,
yeah.
and he's
Yeah,
dancing
he's
to
like,
try to get him pumped up.
we were down 62 to nothing, and my coach played us this song, and he starts doing the weird interpretive dance to the song, and he
Yeah,
didn't tell
yeah.
anybody what he was. I think Peyton Manning's in that sketch, and he didn't tell anybody what he was going to do.
He
Uh,
just killed everybody.
yeah,
Like, Keenan and Bill Hader behind him are dying. So yeah, Will Forte is
yeah.
awesome.
Some other guys, obviously, Kanan is so funny,
Yeah,
and can do anything. I was listening to somebody say like he's so funny when he's the host of things, like when he's the host of Black Jeopardy, and he starts and he goes, "What up? What up?" He gets a laugh
yeah.
every time, even though he's not supposed to be the comedic person in that sketch. He can still squeeze out a little bit of a laugh right at the
Yeah,
start.
and he's one of those, another guy who could be in any sketch and make
Yeah.
it funny.
What's up with that? uh
What's up with that is great. Well, I feel like Sudeikis is the star of What's Up with
Yeah,
That
the
when he jumps in the tracksuit and
yeah.
dances. Um,
Maya Rudolph, very funny, can do anything.
yeah,
Uh,
100%. Maya Rudolph is
now
amazing.
that the main cast is out of the way, where are you gonna go? Oh, you have a guy left, huh?
No, my main cast is done.
Okay.
I got Farrell, Spade, Gasteyer, Hartman, Aykroyd, and Carvey.
Ooh.
And then I got Norm. Dude, I'm feeling like I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
No, yours is good too, though.
All you've got left is
Pat,
host,
pat,
right?
pat you on the
Thank
head.
you.
Yeah. So basically, I get to pick my host, and then you get the
Yeah.
scraps. You get literally anybody
Anybody
else.
else I want. Yeah.
Steve Martin. I think Steve Martin is my
Yeah.
host.
And again,
Um,
much like Martin Short, Steve Martin in the running for the funniest person of all time.
oh, dude, yeah, and King Tut. He's just like, he's had gray hair. I think it's helped him that he's had gray hair for 50 years because he's just always been Steve Martin. He barely looks different now.
Right.
And he's 75 years old, or probably close to 80 years old now. He's a killer banjo player. He's
It's
just,
crazy how good he is at banjo. like
yeah, he's amazing at
like
banjo.
Adam Sandler and some of these other guys like they can play guitar fine. Jimmy Fallon, those guys,
Yeah.
they can play guitar fine to do sketch comedy playing guitar, but Steve Martin is legitimately renowned as a great banjo player who also is one of the funniest people ever. It's almost unfair.
Yeah, he's like a world-class banjo
Yeah.
player. And the banjo's dope. Like I can't do it,
Yeah, it's hard
but
as shit to play the banjo.
and I don't like sit down and listen to banjo music, but the banjo is freaking
Yeah.
cool. Like it's
Well,
it's
and you have
it's a cool
endless
instrument.
with him as the host, you have endless opportunities. You could have also done non SNL celebrity host. I don't know if I made that clear. Your host could be like anybody who's hosted SNL.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course, yeah.
okay. Uh,
No, I still pick Steve
okay.
Martin. I thought about there's some guys I thought about. I bet I can guess who you're gonna pick, and I'm not saying that as an insult. I think it's a good pick. What I think you're gonna pick, and it's probably one of my definitely top two or three.
Okay.
Um,
I think maybe so now we're just gamesmanshipping each other, but we're it's probably one of two that you're probably thinking I'm gonna go with. So
okay.
um okay, and you're putting Steve Martin in for $1, I assume?
I don't know if I can care $1 million.
You still have to
I don't
bid
know.
you
Just
still have
somebody
to
else
put
can
him in
pick.
because I even though I can't, you know
Oh,
what?
okay, Dusky.
$15.
$16.
Yeah.
No, I'll put Steve Martin in for $2.
No, you're not, because I'm gonna bid on him for $15.
All right, $16.
I'm gonna make you spend this money. I want the money to look similar. This is reminiscent of our real lives when I used to have no money and you had a ton of money. Uh,
Yeah, that's true.
so I need,
The tables have turned on that shit.
yeah,
I can
I
tell you
needed
that.
to.
Radio does not pay very well.
uh, all right, for my weekend update hosts, I'm doing a combo. I'm taking Amy Poehler and Tina Fey.
Combo.
Yep,
What?
that's right.
Have they ever co-hosted before?
Yeah, no, on weekend update. Yeah,
Oh, your weekend
yeah, yeah,
update
yeah.
host.
Hold, call.
I thought that. Never mind. I thought you were trying to pull a fast one and do like a double. I get Tom
No,
Hanks and Dave Chappelle.
no. Tina Fey and Amy for $1. Uh,
That's a good one.
yeah,
That's a good one. They are. I'd say they're definitely top five for me. Like top 4 or 5. Like because I really like Chevy Chase, man. Like Chevy Chase is one of my favorites
well, and he
ever.
innovated it, and if Chevy Chase had stuck around, which no one could blame him because they wanted to make him a movie star after one season of SNL.
Yeah.
uh,
I mean, he's gorgeous and hilarious and really good at physical comedy and like has some of the best comedy instincts of all time. Like he's
yeah.
gonna be a huge
Also,
movie star.
also a giant dick, personality wise, from what I hear. So, uh,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these people are probably giant
yeah,
dicks.
the roast of Chevy Chase where somebody on that show, I can't remember. It's like one of the first roasts I ever watched. They were like, what does it say about you, Chevy, that Steve Martin and Martin Short aren't here, and you guys starred in a movie that was literally called The Three Friends? And it was like
Yeah,
such a good takedown of Chevy Chase.
that's really
Uh,
good. Three Amigos was an amazing
oh
movie.
yeah, that's if we could count their outside work, that's of course part of it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, like they had edge. There was bite to a lot of their stuff.
Hmm.
They did Weekend Update during a time where like we weren't fully in the political landscape hellscape that we live in now. But
Yeah. Life was fun.
you could take down both sides, and it was kind of silly. And then you get like uh Amy Poehler's Hillary Clinton impression is hilarious, and of course Tina Fey as Sarah Palin, like really really funny.
When Tina Fey was pregnant. Oh no, when Amy Poehler was pregnant and she was rapping
Yeah,
and like shooting a fake gun in the
there's
air. That was great.
Bitch is the New Black, that
Yeah.
whole thing. Like I think they were really funny, and I think they work well with each other because they've done the Golden Globes together, and it's the same kind of comedy, which is just enough to hurt. Like I don't know if you watched the Golden Globes clip where they were talking about George Clooney, and they're like, George Clooney is here tonight with his wife, and they list off all of these humanitarian great things that she's done, and they're like, and of course George Clooney's getting a lifetime achievement award because Hollywood. uh, really funny. And so,
Yeah.
lastly, for my host, uh, I'm gonna take Tom Hanks. Uh,
That's who I pick. That's who
I
I thought you were
thought you
gonna pick.
might think.
And that, like I said, that doesn't diminish it at all.
Uh,
Like that's it's a great pick.
either I thought you either thought I would take Tom Hanks or Christopher Walken. Uh, and
Yeah, I mean Watkins a really good host, but Hanks is like it just we've said this the same thing about a bunch of guys. Hanks can do a lot, like and he's one of my favorite actors.
he's so
Um,
charming and affable and sneaky. People forget because he's done so much dramatic acting. Like, started as a comedy actor. He's very funny.
yeah, and he's a funny guy in conversation too. If you hear him on podcasts and stuff,
Yeah.
who could make David S. Pumpkins a like national icon?
Yeah. His
That look, that smile, that stupid fucking smile on his face when they open the
yeah.
door, when he's got his hands crossed in front of him, it's just so
He's
funny.
like, yeah, I think he's got great comedy instincts. You can tell.
Yeah,
Of course, he had the resurgence whenever he was the MAGA guy on Black Jeopardy. Like,
they got mad at him for the MAGA
the
morons got mad at him for it this
and
time.
the new one, and the original one in
Yeah,
2016, like that's the one that's my favorite. When Keenan goes to shake his hand and he like puts his hands up, and he's
yeah.
if I can,
Well, he did that again this
yeah,
time.
yeah, if I can laugh and pray in 90 minutes, that's time well spent. He's talking about a Medea movie. Like, he's so funny.
The whole idea of the sketch is that they're more alike than they think. It's like I've always said Mexicans and hillbillies are like very similar
Yeah,
to
yeah.
each other. They dress similarly, they party similarly. Country music and Mexican music is not that far away from each
No, the
other. You
bass
know what I
lines are
mean?
very
It,
similar. The
they both like
right.
beans like a lot. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, uh, but they're natural
Yeah,
rivals.
there's they've but yeah, Hanks is like, he's just easy. Like, it's an easy hosting gig when you watch him. Like, for a while Timberlake was kind of that way with the cast that he had, that he hosted a lot or was on a lot with. They had a lot of good chemistry. But I don't know that Timberlake's funny all the way across with everybody. It
Yeah, I think Timberlake. It's easy to write for him. He has a lot of charisma. He has done funny things. He's not as funny as Tom Hanks, in my opinion, from what I've seen. Omeleteville is a great sketch.
yeah.
Um, I thought about that sketch the other day. It's freaking good. I literally I didn't really think of any hosts other than Steve Martin and Tom Hanks. Like I was gonna take one of those guys or the other guy.
Yeah.
And Chappelle,
Yeah,
his monologues are always super
I
good.
didn't even think of Chappelle.
Um,
Wait, I might be over my money. Oh no.
I mean, you can have both those people for $1.
No, I think I might have still spent more money. I don't think I thought it.
I hope so. That's so funny.
I did. Oh, no, no, no. Wait. No, I did. You're right.
60
I
plus.
blew the budget. I couldn't do it.
I'm gonna put an asterisk
Yeah.
on the. No, I got you a 186
Oh, okay.
before Tina and Amy and Tom.
Yeah. So I'm at one. So I don't know how to do math on top of all
Because
the.
everything you tried to, I know you, everything you tried to bid to get after Chris Farley, I stole for $16. My money is Will Ferrell for 15, Spade for 15. I mean, Will Ferrell for 55, Spade for 15, Anna Gasteyer for 10, Phil Hartman, Dan Aykroyd, Dana Carvey, Norm Macdonald, and Steve Martin all for 16
Oh,
apiece.
dude, you ran me under the table on those last ones. I got Eddie Murphy for $60, Bill Hader for $15, Kate McKinnon for 25, Mike Myers for 40, Chris Farley for 50, Andy Samberg for $1, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler as my update host for $1, and Tom Hanks is my host for $1. I'm watching that show.
Yeah.
I'm
No, it's good. Your lineup's good. I did have Chris Farley at 45, not 50, so you can feel better about
oh, okay. That's
that. But it might have actually
I
been
think it's
50
50.
because I think you might have bid 40 and then I countered with 45 and
Five,
then
and I went to
I gave it
50.
to you
Yeah,
for 50.
but
Um,
obviously,
Either
I
way,
think we didn't go. we didn't really get anybody from the classic. Well, you got Aykroyd from the classic
I got
cast.
Aykroyd.
Um,
I got
uh,
Aykroyd, and I really thought about Chevy Chase finding a way because he was never going to supplant Norm,
right.
but he basically, well, he was in some sketches, I guess,
Yeah, but he basically
but
invented Weekend Update, uh, like the sort of the format of it. Him and
well, and neither of us took Murray, Bill
yeah,
Murray.
and I forgot I can't remember how long Bill Murray was on, but the other day, I just caught the the crooner sketch about Star Wars
Yeah, the crooner sketch is
is
great. Yeah,
one of the best.
Star Wars.
Those near and far wars. If we could bar wars. uh,
they
like
they they just had him. He did the same type of thing on the new. He did the crooner guy again on the new the 50th
yeah.
anniversary. Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
It was good. It ended up being about Kristen Wiig and Kim Kardashian a little bit.
Okay.
Because Kristen Wiig came out as like a monster. Like he had these like cute backup dancers. It was like Kristen Wiig. I know there was cute backup dancers. It was Scarlett Johansson, Kim Kardashian, and Anna Gasteyer, but they were like dressed up like and doing their little dances like background dancers. And then another one came out and it was Kristen Wiig and she had like her hair was all like destroyed and she had like little tiny
Oh
shitty
yeah, she used
hands.
to. That was they do that as the Lawrence Welk show, because the Lawrence Welk show used
Yeah,
to have like the triplets come on, and then she was always yeah, she had with
she was
Fred Armisen. Yeah.
monstrosity. Yeah, yeah. So he ended up falling in love with her, and then at the end, Bill Murray's like, "Man, to think I almost went with Kim Kardashian." But
uh Fred
anyway,
Armisen also a
yeah, I'm kind of surprised you didn't go for Armisen. I know you're a big Armisen guy, and I am too. I'm for the record, he's great.
his stand up doesn't really do anything. Like I don't even though I play drums, I don't love the comedy for drummers thing. I think it's
Yeah,
whatever.
it's pretty
Yeah,
niche.
and he's like, some drummers go like this, tick tick tick, and then other drummers go da da da,
Yeah,
and I'm like, all right,
and the whole crowd's like, "It's so cool that he could do two things." I
yeah,
don't know why they're British, but
his
they're like, "It's funny. He's a comedian and he plays drums. It's amazing."
yeah,
Like, all right,
uh, but I liked I liked him a lot. I thought on SNL he was very funny. Bobby Moynihan, I don't think got enough credit. I always thought Bobby Moynihan was pretty funny. Uh,
I thought he was funny. 80 Bryant was pretty good
I
too.
would have taken 80 Bryant
For
or Rachel Dratch. Uh,
oh god damn it, I love Rachel Dratch. Rachel Dratch is Debbie
yeah,
Downer.
the
Horatio Sands was good before he died.
that's
Um,
uh
Rest in peace, Horatio Sands.
yeah, I don't know that I mean aside from Sandler not even getting bids, I don't know that there's anybody that we like completely missed that I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you got to think of the Lovitz, Catan, Schneider, like those type of guys. There's a lot of like, and Vanessa Bayer, man. I thought about trying to find a way to put Vanessa Bayer in mind, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't squeeze her in.
Sherry O'Terry was
Yeah, I love Sherry
very
O'Terry.
funny. Like you said, Chris Parnell was but those guys all remind me of kind of the same guy where it's like they're not going to be the main breakout guy, but you need some people sometimes to be that other person, to be the second or
Yeah,
third person and to know how to still be funny but not overtake the sketch.
underrated by the way for one sketch.
Yeah,
Do you know Beck Bennett?
I do know Beck Bennett. I,
He did a sketch where he was an adult baby. I don't know if you've seen that
I don't think
sketch,
I've seen it.
but it makes me laugh so hard because he is so good at moving like a baby. It's unbelievable.
uh,
The way he's like moving his arms and like kicking his legs, it's so good.
I guess the only other main person that I thought about putting a bid in for was Kristen Wiig, who
Yeah.
again, like I don't think her and Kate McKinnon occupy the same space. I was happy to get Kate McKinnon, but Kristen Wiig also was like the star and carried the show for a few years. Like the Target lady became such a thing that actual Target made it a like an ad campaign.
Well, now she's like an A-list celebrity. Like she's in huge movies.
Yeah, and she's
But yeah, Kristen Wiig is
and
great.
she's so goddamn funny. Like she deserves it. She's like
Yeah.
and interesting, you know. But I'm happy I got my to get like some SNL weirdos, you know, because I like Bill Hader. I think Bill Hader's one of the funniest
Yeah.
dudes in the world, but he's a weirdo, and the things that he thinks are funny sometimes are so strange. But he can do all his old Al Pacino. It's truly, yeah, truly hilarious. But he's also the weird Italian,
Stefan.
yeah, Stefan, the weird Italian interviewer guy, who's
and the Californians, the faces that
yeah.
he made during the Californians.
Get out of here,
get out of here, take the 5 over this.
But yeah, there's the other thing is there's like endless possibilities. Like someone else could have been on this thing and not drafted any of the people we drafted. And it, you know,
Yeah.
and it's a wide berth. But I think clearly the '90s bias is showing, you know, for some of it. But
yeah, I mean, it's when we grew
yeah,
up. But for like, you know, I didn't grow up as a kid. I knew who he was, but I didn't grow up watching Norm on Update. You
right.
know, like it took a little bit for me to really understand what was going on there. Phil Hartman, The Simpsons. I mean, I recognized his voice, but I didn't understand until later on, like how good he was. You know.
Oh, we gotta talk about the Simpsons play I went and watched.
Oh yeah.
So that
I didn't go.
So that's that draft. I was left. I believe if I did my math right, which no one will ever be able to know. I have $7 left. Well, how much money did you end up with?
I think I've got like $300.
I spent $1 for everybody. It was weird.
Plus 10, plus 16, plus 16, plus 16, plus 16, plus 16.
I'll bleed you to death on 16s, dude.
I ended up with $40 left.
Jesus Christ. I was really bad at this. And you predicted that you'd beat my ass at it. You did trap me early. You trapped me early with some good picks, but your strategy played out.
Yeah, and I think what happened in the last time we did an auction draft, it was fast food items, and I think it was the opposite. I think you wouldn't spend any money, and you ended up with a lot of money in the end. Or it was I did this same exact thing because today I planned on doing this.
Right.
Today I said I'm gonna make Dusty spend all his money early on, and I'm just gonna get a bunch of cheap guys towards the end.
And I think in the fast food one, what happened is because tastes are so different. Like you know, McDonald's fries, I love them too, but I'll get the Carl's Jr. fries instead. So I had a second option, but like I can't let you take Mike Myers for $30. Like that's insane, you know. Even though,
oh yeah, so no, this is what happened in the fast food draft because you're right. Like but that's the thing. I made you play defense
right
in the fast food draft. Okay, so burger, I got the In-N-Out double for $30.
Right, which is your number one, which you love.
The most you spent on anything was $15 for a Popeye's spicy chicken sandwich.
I'll do it again. I'll do it right now.
And you got a Carl's Jr. double Western bacon cheeseburger for $1 for the burger. I got In-N-Out animal style fries for $12. You got McDonald's fries for $10. I think that's a bit of a wash. I definitely win the burger in my opinion. But
yeah.
Drink, I got McDonald's Coke. That
was a big one.
What are we doing here? That was $20 I spent on that. You got a Baja Blast for $1.
And the funny thing is, I don't even drink Baja Blast. I don't like it that much. But it was like, what's a delineating? There's not like not like Taco Bell Dr. Pepper. It's not like it's better from Taco Bell. The McDonald's Coke does
only
taste
drink
different.
Is McDonald's Coke. Yeah, that's the white way, right? Chicken item, I got a Taco Bell chicken quesadilla for $14. You got Popeye's spicy chicken sandwich for $15, which I like the chicken quesadilla more, but I think you probably win chicken item. I would say.
You know,
Um, I got for my side. I got a Panda Express chicken egg roll for $5. You got Jack in the Box egg rolls, an abomination, for $3.
look, try them, dude. They're delicious.
I got Chick-fil-A Polynesian sauce for $7. You got Buttermilk Ranch. You got Buttermilk Ranch. Okay, Buttermilk Ranch is not the like it's the ranch we like.
Yeah.
It's the in a okay. I was about to fucking lose it.
It's not the McDonald's ranch. It's like the good pizza, like the
Yeah.
pizza ranch.
And then for the wild card, I got Jack in the Box tacos for $12, and you got Five Guys burger for value, $1. What do you mean for value?
Oh, because I think it was like for the highest amount of money that you can spend versus how much it cost me in the draft, you know,
Oh
or
yeah.
because I got 2 burgers. I was it.
Five Guys burgers are
Yeah,
good.
I was able to double up on the burger. I gotta talk to my accountant before I order a Five Guys burger, but it is delicious when I get the go ahead.
But yeah, you didn't spend shit in this, and yeah, that's what I think. That's what happened. Is like you were trying to save up money at the beginning, and then uh, you ended up with so much money left on the table. I think we probably did $100 for this.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing we did $200 for this thing because it'd be you're getting Mike Myers for $5, you know.
Yeah, we would have just probably cut everything in half,
Yeah,
but I like having a little bit of room. I think 200 was the best idea. So, yeah. So once again, Andrew, Farrell, Spade, Gasteyer, Hartman, Aykroyd, Carvey, update Norm Macdonald, and host Steve Martin, Dusty, Eddie, Bill Hader, Kate McKinnon, Mike Myers, Andy Samberg, Chris Farley, weekend update Tina and Amy, and host Tom Hanks.
again, I'll watch those 2 shows back to back. You know,
Oh yeah, dude.
it's
Oh yeah. And I'll try like the last couple days, the last couple weeks I've tried to like I was like I'm going to sit down, I'm going to edit this thing and then I'm going to make a clip and I'm going to make a graphic and all this stuff. And then something happened with Riverside. Like last week technical issues cost me like 3 hours.
yeah.
So and the week before that it cost us more than a day. So yeah, I'll work on it. I'll put something out. But Dusty, what happened with this Simpsons play before we wrap?
Yeah, so Andrew and I both getting targeted ads from Facebook apparently. We're
Yeah.
made aware of a play called oh man, now I can't remember what it was called. Electric something.
Something
I
burns.
think it was a well, that's going to sound terrible if I don't figure out what it was.
Mr. Burns, a post-electric play.
Yeah, so the concept for the play I hold is very interesting. So the idea is an apocalypse has just happened where all the electricity has been knocked out. They don't tell you what happened, but basically the grid has gone down. So there's no electricity. And so you start the show and it's been 7 months since the incident, right? And there's a group of survivors that you get introduced to. That's your cast of characters to start with, and they are trying to remember the Sideshow Bob episode of The Simpsons called Cape Fear.
Cape
Or
Fear.
Cape, or see, I always put the E at the end because it is FEARE, but it's Cape Fear.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's pronounced Fear. Yeah.
And of course, that's a really famous episode of The Simpsons where they're doing a parody of the Cape Fear movie, and the Simpsons have to move into witness protection because Sideshow Bob's trying to kill Bart. And the idea is that these people are trying to remember this play or remember this episode of The Simpsons as a distraction from the terrible catastrophe that's happened in their world. And I think that's a really interesting idea
Yeah.
for a play, and it just I don't know, it never fully got there for me. I think there was some easy fixes in the plot of the play as far as the script goes that could have made it easier and better. One of the things that bothered me is like everybody knows when you sit around with your friends and like if you and I are reminiscing about the Cape Fear episode of The Simpsons, we'll go like, "Hey, you remember that? Remember whenever Sideshow Bob is walking around and he keeps stepping on the rakes, and there's like an impossible amount of
Yeah.
rakes that he's running into." That's how I feel people reminisce about stuff. But in the play, they're trying to remember in like granular detail what has happened in this episode, and it's like going through line by line of the episode, trying to remember exactly what everyone is saying. And that, like, even the 5 minutes or so of that, I was starting to get exhausted. Like, that is not that's not to me how people would go about doing that. And
Well, they got nothing but time. I mean, in the apocalypse, we might.
I guess,
You know?
like, but maybe it's just really important to them that they remember every single line of the show exactly how it happened. But
God, I'm trying to think if there's a Simpsons episode I could even do that with. And I've watched a lot of The Simpsons. Like, I don't think I could do like a Simpsons episode where it's like, oh, it opens like this, and then it moves to this, and then he says this, and then they're like, I know gags, like you just talked
right.
about. Like, I know,
But even moves
but
to, or like knowing lines, like to know Cape Fear's, they're like it starts and the mail comes, and Bart, and they're going through the mail, and Homer says XYZ, and then Marge says XYZ. Like they're trying to write the
yeah.
script, but they want it to be exact. And I guess if you were in the apocalypse, and that might be how you pass the time. But I was like, this, if this is what it is, I'm gonna have a real problem going through this whole thing. And so the most interesting thing to me is in the second act, they've formed. It's 7 years gone now, right? And so the people we met in the first act have formed a theater troupe, and the theater troupe performs Simpsons episodes with commercials that they've remembered, and they're talking about like we've got 3 or 4 shows, we've got Cape Fear, and we've got the Marge versus the monorail or whatever that they've worked out throughout the years, but there are competing theater troupes that are also trying to stage Simpsons specific. The Simpsons is the only thing everyone remembers apparently. Simpsons specific shows, and they trade shows back and forth, and then people can come up.
Like we've got Homer at the bat
Right,
and Simpsons roasting on an open fire.
right, and they're all competing, but that people will come up and they'll buy lines or they'll buy scenes that someone else remembers from those episodes to fill them out, and to,
Oh, that's interesting.
and so I was like, I like, to me the allegory is clearly like a religious kind of thing. Like in Act One, it's people are trying to put together the original text of this one Simpsons episode, right? And they're trying to remember it exactly. And then 7 years later, things are a little looser because you can't remember everything, but you're still trying to get it out to people so people will come and watch your show. So maybe you don't have all the exact lines, but people are trying to do it. And then in Act Three, it's like 70 years later, and it's almost become like a religious thing, except now it's not about Cape Fear, the Simpsons episode. They've only kept some of that original element, some of those original elements, and now it's like the genesis story of how they ended up in this world that they live in now. And Mr. Burns is the villain instead of Sideshow Bob, because in Act Two, one of the guys was like, I like playing Mr. Burns. People like the Mr. Burns character, but no one can remember like his specific lines or like a specific episode with him in it. So it feels like over all this time the thing has morphed into this other thing, which is also interesting. But I feel like they just didn't land the ending for me. It didn't stick the landing quite as nicely.
And you said the acting and singing wasn't very good.
It's hard to, like, because they're it was a college troupe, so it's like,
It's really it, but it's just it is really hard to go to a musical where they can't sing.
yeah,
It's just
well, and like, or like professional level acting, like they're in
like
acting
you're
school.
you're bad at this. Did you hear
No,
that? You're not good
I would
enough.
never I would never yell that.
Give up your
Yeah,
dreams.
perhaps you should consider accounting. uh
I was not saying blue urns.
but like, they're trying, and most of it I found tolerable. There was a couple of mostly the singing stuff where, like, I didn't know if they were singing badly and out of time on purpose, or if it was like they just couldn't get it together. And
Okay.
so if it's on purpose, they did great. But if it's not on purpose, then but like bad singing,
That's a nightmare.
bad.
Having to sing bad on purpose and not telling the audience that you're singing poorly on
Right.
purpose.
Well, that's what I thought too. Is like if you can't sing on time or sound good, and that's supposed to be a choice of the play. I don't know that I'm going to get that unless there's a line of dialogue. Like there seem to not be as many connective lines as were needed to like kind of make the story come together. At least for me. Like I'm doing a lot of assuming with the story of the play, where I'm
Yeah.
I'm putting it together myself trying to be like, "Oh, maybe it's this or maybe it's that."
Yeah, the people on Wikipedia, it says that somebody said, although the play's postmodern mashup of television, film, and theater is highly entertaining, its powerful ethics resides in seeing capitalism and consumerism, symbolized by the greedy Simpsons character Mr. Burns, as the causes of civilization's decay.
But they don't tell you that. So that's
Yeah.
an inference that and like when the people that I went and saw it with, all of us kind of thought a different thing at the end.
Yeah, and it says that they're talking a lot about permissions and copyright, and they've survived the permissions and copyright have survived the apocalypse, brings about the absurdity of owning the rights to artistic production and dialogue, and even the persistence of capitalism.
and so yeah, I think that
So it's a dirty commie fucking production.
I think that the idea is very cool. And I really enjoyed, like I said, in the second, but I'm looking at it as like an allegory or a metaphor for like religious texts, and I don't
Yeah.
know that that's necessarily what it is, but that's what makes the most sense to me. So I probably would have leaned stronger into that part of it for the play. Like I feel like that would make it stronger to me at least, but I don't know that that works for everybody. Or if that's not the point they're going for, then you know, then I'm just wrong.
All
But
right.
but there was
Well, I didn't go. Stayed home and I got hammered.
what?
That's the night. I think that's the night I got hammered.
No. When we talked about that we were going to go separately was the night that you were hammered. You were talking about how you guys were going to
Oh, I
go.
kept saying I'm going to see this tomorrow.
Yeah,
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 no, I didn't. So the night I was supposed to go, I did not get hammered because I was previously hammered the day before.
yeah. So I don't know. I would still say go check it out. It's like $13 and you're supporting local theater and like there's some interesting ideas in it. It's not the worst play I've ever seen.
Yeah, I would go see it if the stars aligned again, but I'm not breaking down the door. It
It,
sounded a lot cooler than it
it
was.
also makes me believe that in an apocalypse where that was something that would happen, that I could survive because I could definitely write Simpsons episodes from memory. Not every single line, but I could get it pretty close. Uh,
I couldn't. I don't think I can. I've lost a lot.
yeah,
It's just
yeah, maybe not because I keep forgetting my car keys and my glasses, so maybe I don't have it. But I like.
I brushed my teeth twice the other day.
I'm sorry. What? Why'd you let me talk about the play? Why didn't we talk about this?
Yeah, I forgot about this. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't. It's not like I
Right,
hid it,
you
but
forgot about it because you're forgetful.
yeah, exactly. I record my radio show here.
Yeah.
Um, and I
When you say here, you mean
always
the top of the Empire State Building, right?
yeah, where I currently
Where-
am, in the Andes. Um, but I always brush my teeth before my
Mhm.
show because I don't want stinky breath all over my
Sure.
microphone, right? Because microphones get like my microphone is fine. The microphone at the radio station is gross.
They get stanky. That's yeah.
It's just fucking anyway. So I brushed my teeth. I did my show. I then took a shower and got ready and all that stuff. And then I brushed my teeth again. And I didn't realize until after I had brushed my teeth again. Like literally, I had cleaned up and I was still standing there. I was like, wait, did I just brush my teeth again?
This feels
And I wasn't sure if I had just brushed my teeth or not.
this feels eerily
The
familiar.
only indication was that I tasted mintiness.
Yeah.
Like pretty like a palpable mintiness.
More mintiness, a suspicious amount of mintiness.
Yeah, I was concerned. It was like, okay, so if I brushed my teeth again, it was like a minute ago, and I'm not sure if I did or not, but I'm pretty sure I did.
That's
so yeah, I brushed my teeth twice.
That's terrific.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I constantly leave my phone or my car keys or my phone or my wallet in my car because I'll take it out for something and then just forget. But I do think that like if I had to write Das Bus from memory, like I couldn't do every line, but I could get the plot pretty down. And I'd probably be the guy in the apocalypse being like, it doesn't have to be perfect, everyone. It's the goddamn apocalypse. Who's going to be out there who doesn't remember, you know?
Yeah, but it's more about peace be the journey, Dustin.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you want to do the dozen?
Yeah, let's do it.
This is a dozen daily trivia. It is oh man, I forgot to put any of the draft on the screen. It is I brushed my teeth twice the other day. This is 9 questions. The first 3 are about sports, the rest are about general American culture. First one's NFL. After more than a decade as an assistant, Dave Campo got promoted to head coach of this NFC team in 2000. Probably Campo.
In the year 2000?
Dave Campo.
Year 2000.
Yeah, in the year 2000.
We remember that. I have no idea.
Are the Panthers an NFC
They
team?
are indeed, yes.
We're picking the Panthers. Wrong. Right. 8's on the board. College football. In 2001, Julius Pepper finished top 10 in Heisman voting and scoring 21 points in an NCAA tournament game while playing for this ACC school. This is really poorly written.
Yeah.
I got to talk to Barstool.
Also, Julius Peppers, funny enough, played for the Carolina Panthers.
I was going to say, isn't he a football? Did he? Oh, he probably
played both. Yeah.
Sports.
I'm going to say South Carolina.
Okay. Wrong. NBA. After winning a national title with Kentucky, this forward got drafted number 2 overall by the Bobcats in 2012 and had an infamous jump shot form. Is that Tyler Hansbrough? No, because Tyler Hansbrough did not go to Kentucky. Who shot weird? Lonzo Ball shot weird, but he doesn't. He didn't play for Kentucky,
and he didn't play for the Bobcats.
John Wall played for. It just popped in my head and left. I think it's not like Trevor Ariza.
Whatever you got is more than what I got, so
it's gonna be wrong, but I'm gonna pick Trevor Ariza. Wrong, man. Well, why is it gotta be NFL, college football, and NBA? Why can't it be baseball, golf, and wrestling? Yeah,
like what? One of these days, from your lips to God's ears, my friend.
Oh man, one of these days you know what song? Do you remember that song? One of these days, I'm gonna kiss the hands that took the nails from me.
No, that is not a church song I'm familiar with.
One of these days, I'm gonna see my Savior face to face. One of these days. Who the fuck sang that one? As soon as you said one of these days, that song just immediately started playing in my head.
You're like the winter. That's what activated you, like the Winter Soldier. Yeah.
According to Kelley Blue Book, the top-selling SUV in 2024 was this model of car from Toyota. I'm guessing Highlander?
Sure. You see a lot of Highlander.
Or RAV4. Probably RAV4.
What do you think I rap for? Yes. Way to go. Yes!
Push a fucking RAV4. Celebrity mashup. Gene Hackman and Amelia Clark.
Okay. You think they'd put the Hackman maybe as a...
Oh! Not Gene Hackman. Oh, I got it. Fuck. It's fucking... I got the name wrong. It's fucking Hugh Jackman, not Gene Hackman. I'm an asshole.
Not a Hackman. A Jackman.
Oh, a Jackman. Fuck.
I was like, that's a pretty poor taste for them to mash up Gene Hackman.
It's also obviously like a young guy.
Look,
Gene Hackman's been bald since the 70s.
I was
Fuck.
just like, well, I don't see Hackman, but Andrew's better at these than I am, so
As I was going to click it, you're like, do you think it could?
perhaps
God damn it.
perhaps it is a jacked man.
We're double dipping
Yeah,
now
yeah.
because that's Hugh Jackman
We're
for
going
sure.
back around.
Beverages. Thirst quencher was the original line for what popular brand of beverages?
Is it Gatorade?
I think that's a good one.
The thirst quencher.
I had like Sierra Mist
Yeah.
in my head.
Yeah,
Gatorade nailed it. Attaboy. Fuck yeah.
We're back, baby.
Television. Debuting in 2014, this Stars with a Z historical drama series followed a World War II nurse who gets transported back in time to 1743.
That is Outlander. That's what it's called.
You could have given me a million guesses. Time nurse. Yep. Nurse traveler. A discussion of whether a woman's name is Pam or Pan is a scene from this 2008 comedy.
That is Step Brothers.
Movie.
Recently.
I don't even remember that.
Whenever they're doing the tandem job interviews. The best part of that scene is where Will Ferrell's sitting there and she goes, well, who's behind you then? And John C. Reilly pokes his head out and goes, hello, lady. Hello, Miss Lady.
Music. Written as the theme song to Rocky 3, what band released the hit song Eye of the Tiger?
That's Survivor, I believe.
Thank you. I was going to be pissed because I couldn't remember. I brushed my teeth twice the other day.
Yeah, we're double dipping.
Did I tell you that? Yeah, we're double dipping. That is Hugh Jackman, not Gene Hackman.
The names are very similar. I can see how that could happen to you.
God damn it, bro.
We swept the bottom 6, you know.
We did sweep the bottom 6.
How many people?
We should be.
How many people got the mashup?
29%.
How many people do you think put in Gene Hackman instead of Hugh Jackman?
I hope at least one other person.
Actually, we did this earlier. I forgot to tell you, so it was you 2 times. You made the same mistake.
God damn it. It's Hackman. It's Jackman, not Hackman.
I was like, man, that's in really poor taste. Gene Hackman just died tragically in what sounds like a nightmare scenario. And they're like, no, mash up his face.
It's Amelia Clark. He's Khaleesi now. You know he didn't leave shit to his kids.
The Hackman?
He left it all. He left it all to his dead as shit wife.
Oh, well, he probably thought. I think his wife was much younger, so I doubt he thought she'd die of rhinovirus or whatever happened.
I think the kids are gonna end up getting it anyway.
Yeah,
very funny. I always root for the kids, man. I don't care if the kids are shitheads. You're a millionaire. You don't shut your kids out. You know?
I forget who they interviewed a while back, and he was like, "I'm not leaving anything to my kids. Fuck them kids."
Fuck them kids. I'm leaving them my piece of ass right here.
Well, I forget.
Hopefully, she doesn't die a week before me, and then I wander around the house aimlessly with Alzheimer's, and then die myself on the bathroom floor. They were like, "Hey," I saw a headline. It was like, Gene Hackman's dogs helped them find his body. Was he on the floor in the bathroom? How long did they look?
It's a big house, dude.
It's a big house, dude. Oh, fuck the bathroom. The last place I would have checked.
Designed by H.H. Holmes. It's got all the secret compartments and shit.
Dave Campo was the Dallas Cowboys.
I almost said Cowboys. God damn it.
Julius Pepper went to North Carolina.
I almost said North Carolina. Truly almost said North Carolina.
I believe you. Did you almost say Michael Kidd Gilchrist?
I mean, if I would have read the tattoo on my back, then I would have known. But I got the Gilchrist tattoo.
We're gonna do movie to movie.
All right.
I'm sick of this, Dusty. If it's Hackman to Jackman, I'm really stoked.
Hackman to Jackman. That's your movie. That's your book about your movie journey, right?
That's when I go from golf to weightlifting. Hackman to Jackman. Mickey 17 to The Man Who Knew Infinity. I'm gonna be honest. You said Mickey 17 was disappointing. A lot of people are saying it's disappointing. I could have told you by the picture. This is a movie that sniffs its own farts. I can tell you by the look. Is that Pattinson?
That's Pattinson, yeah.
on the look on Pattinson's on the look on Patman's face,
Patman Jones.
I could tell you, oh, this movie thinks it's artsy.
That's not the problem I had, but I sure.
I bet if it was solved, it would be
Yeah.
fixed. You know.
Well, I'm going to tell you one major problem, Andrew. I don't know what the movie The Man Who Knew Infinity is. I assume it's about a man who knows a lot, but
Do you know who Dev Patel is?
I do know who Dev Patel
Hmm?
is.
How about Jeremy Irons? Do you know
I
Jeremy Irons?
certainly
You son of a
know who
bitch.
Jeremy Irons is.
Davika
Nope.
Bise, Stephen Fry. Shout out to Stephen
Shout out
Fry,
to
funny
Right.
guy.
Very funny. Uh,
Anthony Caff. His last name's Little Cow.
Funny. Big hat.
Big yeah. I could have put Norm. I could have snuck Norm into my cast. I should have done that.
I don't remember like a sketch with Norm that was
He was in a Twilight Zone sketch that was really funny.
aside from Celebrity Jeopardy.
Celebrity
Yeah.
Jeopardy. No.
Okay. I think there's.
I should have put him in host too.
Oh yeah, you could have.
I should have put Norm in all three.
You could have normed it 3 times. Norm me 3 times, then go away. All right, we can go to Mickey 17 because I think I can get to Irons or possibly Dev
I know
Patel.
that Irons is a guy.
Yeah.
That's about as far. Well, we got Mark Ruffalo.
We got a Ruffalo. I'm trying not to go the Marvel route because that's like the easiest. That's kind of the easiest way to go.
All right.
Okay, so let's go Pattinson. He was in The Batman. Big Batman.
Pick that one?
Yep.
I'm trying not to go Marvel. I'll go this other superhero movie.
Hey, look, he's Batman. Bitch. You son of a bitch. I can't help that he's goddamn Batman.
we got Dano, we got Totoro.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Barry Keoghan.
Oh, we can go Keoghan. Let's do a Keoghan. I was gonna be like, oh, he's in the Batman. Let's.
I know. I had the same thing. Dunkirk.
Yeah, let's go Dunkirk. I believe Cillian Murphy in this movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got Murphy. We got Hardy.
Let's go Killian, the Kill Man. To Sunshine.
I wonder if Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has like, unless you got a straight shot to Sunshine.
I got a straight shot. Unless you want to do Hollywood.
Well, let's see who's in Hollywood. Michael Madsen, Tom Sizemore, Eric Roberts. Those are the same guy for me.
Michael Madsen and Tom Sizemore.
And Roberts.
Oh, Eric Roberts.
Sizemore, Madsen, and Roberts. Like for some reason, I associate those 3 guys with each other. Carradine, Roy Scheider. What is this movie? Keitel?
I bet it's like some kind of documentary.
All right, I'm going back.
Okay.
I'm going back. Let's go back to.
Let's go to Sunshine, which I think is an older. That's a good ass movie though. Oh fuck! You can't do directors. I've been thinking about the other goddamn game. I fucked it.
Who are we trying to get to?
I was trying to get to Danny Boyle because Dev Patel is in Slumdog Millionaire, and that's a Danny Boyle directed film. But that doesn't do anything because you can't do directors in this game. So,
what's Jeremy Irons in?
He's in one of the. I believe that he's in Die Hard with a Vengeance. Oh, he's in The Lion King also. That doesn't help us in this particular.
We can get to Bale from Murphy.
Yeah, but we got to get to Willis. Got to get to old Bruce. Or Samuel.
Is Bruce Willis in something with Matt Damon?
No, but Samuel L. Jackson might be. I just need one of those two guys. Go down. Let's see who's in this fucking movie. This movie that I like. Uh,
Doesn't have a lot of people in it.
Chris Evans. We're taking the long way home. Let's go Red One, which has The Rock. Terrible movie. Who was in the other guys? Samuel L. Jackson. Who was in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
I was gonna go with Pulp Fiction.
Oh yeah, with Brucey.
I'm going Pulp Fiction. Go fuck yourself.
With old Bruce.
Bruce.
Who was in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Oh, well then I added another step then.
Yeah.
Right?
You son of a bitch.
I'll just go get that. I didn't know that's where you're trying to go.
With Jeremy Irons. Who was in whatever the hell this movie's called.
I think it's Mickey.
The man who knew infinity. Did it.
7. Yep. We did it.
Attaboy. Not the greatest. Well, I messed it up by going the wrong way. But
Pattinson was in The Lost City of Z with Nicholas Agnew, who was in The Man Who Knew Infinity. Moron.
Yeah, I guess you could. I mean, if you wanted to go that way, you could, but
you know nothing, bitch.
Don't have a good SNL cast ass.
Spent all your money on fucking oh god damn it, I got the fast food
on Farley. $50 on Farley.
Spent all your money on Farley ass. as soon as I let you have Farley, I knew I had you. That was
50 for Farley, you know.
But Farley's worth 50. Yeah. You know, if Will Ferrell's worth 55, I'd probably say if Will Ferrell's at 55, Farley's like 45 or 40.
Yeah, because Farley was never the guy.
The guy.
Yeah, and Ferrell was the guy.
Yeah.
Well.
But yeah, you know, I feel like you did a good job,
man. Well, you know, I concede unless other voices come in, I concede that you are the victor of the SNL auction draft. So.
Yeah, you know.
Sometimes it's good to be the champ, you know.
Andrew knows drama.
Yep. All right. Thank you to everybody who listened. We appreciate you all. We thank you for your feedback. We want to tell us what your SNL cast is, or who we forgot, or why you're mad. Even in general, just shoot us that feedback. You know?
Yeah, leave me a voicemail and scream at me.
Yeah. And next week it's the one.
It's a cool guy.
What is the cool guy movie draft going to be? Oh, I'm off this week. I might watch a Mighty Ducks 2. Give it a.
Oh, and then I can tell you my issues with the final game.
Yeah. Well, I gotta watch it now to counteract. Do you think Iceland should have won? That's your big gripe.
There's a lot of fuckery in that game, Dusty.
Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do?
They throw an alley-oop.
It's the Ducks, dude. They're gonna, you know, what they lack in skill, they make up for in heart and moxie.
I just don't know where the referees.
Yeah,
but we'll at least watch the final.
Yeah, we'll litigate it next week. Thank you to everybody who listens. Yeah. We are the Smart Marks podcast, live from both places where we live.
The Central Valley, California. Yeah.